Hello class 6, how are you all? So we had been studying chapter fiber to fabric, yes, and last time we studied about cotton fiber, yes, last time we studied about cotton fiber. Let's revise again, let's do a quick revision, then we will move on the next topic. So cotton fiber. Cotton, we know that cotton is soft, white and fluffy. Cotton is soft, white and fluffy. Cotton is grown in Punjab, Rajasthan, Haryana, MP, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Yes, cotton is grown in Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, MP, Tamil Nadu. And the height of cotton plant is 1 to 2 meter tall. The height of cotton plant is 1 to 2 meter tall. The fruit of cotton plant is called cotton ball. The fruit of cotton plant is called cotton ball. And the size of cotton ball is just like the size of lemon. Yes, when cotton ball is matured, it bursts open. Yes, when it gets matured, it bursts open, and that time you can see seeds are covered by cotton fiber. Seeds are covered by cotton fiber, and cotton field that time looks like as if it is covered with snow. Yes, as if covered with snow. And next point is that cotton need black soil and warm climate. Yes, cotton need black soil and warm climate. Then we do ginning process, then a spinning process. We will again study. Okay, don't worry. Then we get fabric. At last we get fabric from yarn. Okay, so remember, cotton is soft, white and fluffy. Yes, the need of cotton plant is black soil and warm climate. Okay, and its height is 1 to 2 meter tall. It is grown in Punjab, Rajasthan, Haryana, MP, Gujarat. I hope you understood. And the fruit of cotton plant is called cotton ball. Okay, now we will begin the topic. Let's move on the next point. Okay kids, let's begin jute. The next topic, jute. So we have already finished cotton. Now let's begin jute. So jute fiber we get from jute plant. Yes, jute fiber we get from jute plant. Jute is long, soft, shiny plant fiber, or you can say vegetable fiber. Jute is soft, long and shiny. Jute is long, soft, shiny. Vegetable fiber, you can say plant fiber. Okay, and it has high tensile strength. Yes, strength, good strength. It has good strength. Okay, and it has low extensibility, means you cannot spread it, you cannot extend it, you cannot make it longer, you cannot make it longer. It means it has low extensibility. It has low extensibility. Okay, as you can see the picture of jute plant and jute fiber, you can see the picture. So remember, jute fiber is 100% biodegradable. It is recyclable. Yes, biodegradable and recyclable. Biodegradable, simple meaning, it is good for environment. It is environmental friendly. It can easily break down. It is environmental friendly. Okay, so you can see the picture of jute plant. Okay, now let's study in detail about jute fiber. Let's move on the next point. So kids, jute fiber is also known as golden fiber. Yes, jute fiber is also known as golden fiber because it is golden in color. Okay, and from where do we get? We get jute from jute plant. Yes, we get jute fiber from jute plant. We get jute fiber from jute plant. And which part of jute plant? Which part of jute plant gives jute fiber? Which part of jute plant gives jute fiber? Yes, jute fiber is obtained from the stem of jute plant. Yes, Jute fiber is obtained from the stem of jute plant. Yes. And when do we grow? When do we grow jute? When do we grow jute plant? When do we grow? When do we cultivate? Cultivate means developed, grow. Cultivate means developed, grow. When do we cultivate? It is cultivated during the rainy season. Yes. Jute is cultivated during the rainy season. Yes. And in which state of India? In which states of India jute plant are grown? Yeah, jute plants are grown. In which states of India? In India, jute is mainly grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. Yes. It is mainly grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. Yes. It is mainly grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. Yes. It is mainly grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. And when do we cut jute plant? When do we cut and gather? Means when do we harvest? Harvest means cut and gather. Harvest means cut and gather. Harvest means cut and gather. When do we harvest? The jute plant is normally harvested when it is at the flowering stage. Yes. When flowers start coming out, that time we cut the jute plant. So the jute plant is harvested when it is at the flowering stage. Yes. Then what do we do? Then what do we do? The stem of the harvested plant, the stem of the harvested plant are immersed. Immersed means sink. The stem of harvested plant immersed, sink in water, for few days, Yes, the stem of harvested plant is immersed, sink in water for few days, So what happens? Because of it, the stem rot. And fibers are separated by hand. Please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So what do we do? Jute fiber. Point number 1. Jute fiber is obtained from the stem of jute plant. Point number 1. Jute fiber is obtained from the stem of jute plant. Point number 2. It is cultivated during the rainy season. Point number 3. In India, jute plant is mainly grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. Yes. In India, jute plant is mainly grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. Next point. The jute plant normally harvested when it is at the flowering stage. Jute plant is normally the jute plant is normally harvested when it is at the flowering stage. The stem of harvested plant is sink immersed in water for few days. Yes. After sinking in water, what do we do? The stem rots and fibers are separated. Okay. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, as you can see in the picture, can you see the picture of jute plant? Can you see the picture of jute plant? Yes. So as I told you that jute plants are harvested during the flowering stage. When flowers started coming out, that time it is harvested. Can you see in the picture harvested plant? Then what do we do? Harvested plants. After harvesting, the stem of harvested plant is immersed in water. Can you see in the picture? The stem of harvested plant is immersed in water. So after immersing, what happens? You get rotten stems. You get rotten stem. Yes. Can you see the picture of rotten stem? Can you see the picture of rotten stem? Yes. After rotten stem, the rotten stem. What do we do with the rotten stem? Rotten stem. We get fibers from rotten stem. We get fibers from rotten stem. So rotten stems are made into fiber. Rotten stems are made into fiber. Yes. First of all, point number 1, we harvest the jute plant at the flowering stage. Point number 1, we harvest the jute plant at the flowering stage. Point number 2, we immerse them, we sink them, we sink the stem of jute plant, we sink the stem of jute plant in water. Yes. Then what happens? We get rotten stem. Then what do? Point number 3, rotten stems are made into jute fiber. Yes, the stem, root and fibers are separated by hand. So we separate the fibers from rotten stem by hand. After separating fibers, what do we do? Let's see. Let's move on the next point. Okay, kids. So we get jute fiber from jute plant. After separating jute fiber, what do we do? We make yarn from fiber. This process is called spinning. Yes, do you remember last time we studied spinning? Yes, what is spinning? The process of making yarn from fibers is called spinning. And which device do we use? For spinning? A simple device used for spinning is a hand spindle, also called takli. Yes, you remember takli. Takli is also known as hand spindle. Yes, this is a very simple device. We use a simple device used for spinning called hand spindle, also called takli. Yes. So what is spinning? The process of making yarn from fiber is called spinning. Yes. And another hand operated device is charkha. Yes, I also told you about charkha. Another hand operated device is charkha. Yes, you remember? So what is spinning? The process of making yarn from fiber is called spinning. So after separating jute fiber from the stem of jute plant, we make yarn from jute fiber. Using a simple device. The name of device is takli. And it is also called hand spindle. And in old time Mahatma Gandhi used charkha. Yes, let me show you again picture of charkha and takli. Okay, let's move on the next point. Okay, kids, as you can see the picture of charkha and takli. Yes, can you see the picture of charkha and takli? Yes, charkha was popularized by Mahatma Gandhi. Look in the picture, what is Mahatma Gandhi doing? Mahatma Gandhi is making yarn from fiber. Jute fiber, cotton fiber. Yes, by spinning process. This process is known as spinning. Yes, it means Mahatma Gandhi knew about this process. Spinning process. Mahatma Gandhi knew about how to make yarn from fiber. Yes. And look the second picture, takli. This is also called hand spindle or support spindle. Yes. So this is very simple device. It is also used for making yarn from fiber. Yes, I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, a very big question for you. After making yarn, because you know that we make yarn by spinning process, After making yarn, what do we do? Yes, we do weaving process. So what is weaving? Kids? What is weaving? Do you know what is weaving? Okay, let me tell you. The process of arranging two sets of yarn together. Is called weaving. Yes, the process of arranging two sets of yarn together is called weaving. Yes. So the process of arranging two sets of yarn together is called weaving. So in this process we use two set of yarn. Yes, in this process we use two set of yarn and we weave them to make fabric. Yes, in this process we use two set of yarn to make fabric. So by weaving process we make fabric. I hope you understood. So now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, now the question is, which machine do we use for weaving? Weaving is done on loom. Yes, weaving is done on loom. Loom is the name of machine. Looms are either hand operated or power operated. Yes, looms are either hand operated or power operated. Yes, you can manually operate or using electricity, means power operated, using electricity or power. So as I said that we use two set of yarn. First set of yarn is run lengthwise in woven fabric. First set of yarn run lengthwise in woven fabric, and second set of yarn run crosswise in woven fabric. Yes. So we use two set of yarn. So look my hand. You can see first hand is running lengthwise, second hand is running crosswise. The lower hand, upper hand is running lengthwise and second hand is running crosswise. You can imagine my hand is yarn. So first yarn is going running lengthwise, and second hand is running crosswise. So in this way we make fabric. Yes. So for weaving we use machine which is called looms, and looms are either hand operated or power operated. Okay, you can see the picture. Can you see the picture? Can you tell me, is this loom hand operated or power operated? Yes, this loom is hand operated. So the name of this loom is handloom. Because it is hand operated. Okay. Now let me show you the picture of next, loom. Let's move on the next point. Kids, look the picture. This is also a loom. This loom is also used for weaving, and you know what is weaving? The process of arranging two sets of yarn together. The process of arranging two sets of yarn together is called weaving. Yes, the process of arranging two sets of yarn together is called weaving. And this machine, this loom is power operated. This loom is power operated. Yes, this loom is power operated. In this loom we use electricity to drive it, to run it we use power, to run it we use power. And you already know two set of yarn use. First set of yarn run lengthwise and second set of yarn run crosswise. Okay, there is one more method. There is one more method of making fabric from yarn. What is the name of this process? Knitting. Yes, knitting. Knitting is a process, knitting is another process of making fabric from yarn. Let's see it. Let's move on the next point. Okay kids, look the picture carefully. Look the picture carefully. You can see in the picture a lady is doing knitting. A lady is doing knitting means a lady is making fabric. A lady is making fabric using yarn. Using yarn. This process is called knitting, and your mother knows how to do knitting. Yes, you can ask to your mother. Mother can teach you. So what is knitting? The process of making fabric using a single yarn is called knitting. Yes, the process of making fabric using a single yarn is called knitting. The process of making fabric using a single yarn is called knitting. Yes. Before few seconds ago, I told you about weaving. In weaving, we use two set of yarn. In weaving, we use two set of yarn. But in knitting, we use only single yarn. In knitting, we use only a single yarn. And knitting is done using two needle. Knitting is done using two needle, as you can see in the picture. So by using a single yarn we can make fabric. This process is called knitting. Please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. Okay, so knitting is process of making fabric using a single yarn is called knitting. Now let's move on the next point. So kids, what kind of clothes do we make by knitting process? Yes, by knitting what kind of clothes do we make? We make socks. Yes, socks. Sweater. Yes, we can knit sock. We can knit sweater. Yes. So knitting is very simple process. Yes, knitting can be done easily. Yes, knitting is a manual process. Knitting is hand operated process, you can say. Okay, so knitting is used to make a piece of fabric. Knitting is used to make a piece of fabric. Have you ever pulled the yarn from a torn pair of socks? Have you ever pulled the yarn from a torn pair of socks? Take your socks and try to pull out a yarn. Take your socks and try to pull out a yarn. Then what happens? If you will try to take out a yarn from your sock, then what will happen? A single yarn gets pulled out continuously. A single yarn gets pull out continuously as the fabric gets unraveled. Yes, unraveled. Unraveled means open. Okay. So a single yarn, when you try to put out when you try to pull out a single yarn, when you try to pull out from your socks, the yarn gets pulled out continuously. The yarn gets pulled out continuously as the fabric gets unraveled, because the fabric gets unraveled. The fabric gets opened. Yes. Socks and many other clothing items. Socks and many other clothing items are made of knitted fabrics. Yes. Socks and many other clothing items are made of knitted fabrics. Knitting is done by hand and also on machine. Yes, knitting is done by hand and also on machine. So I hope you understood what is knitting and what is weaving. Okay, now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, it's time to talk about history of clothing material. Yes, history of clothing material. So have you ever wondered what materials people used in ancient time for clothing? Yes, what kind of clothes the people of ancient time did wear? Have you ever wondered what materials people use? Have you ever wondered? Have you ever tried to know? What materials people used in ancient time? Yes, people used in old time for clothes. Do you remember? Ask to your parents. Ask to your grandparents. It appears that in ancient time, people used the bark and big leaves. Yes, they used leaves of big leaves, big and broad leaves of trees and bark of trees. Yes, big bark of trees as a cloth. And you know that people in ancient time lived in forest. Yes, people in ancient time lived in forest, and they killed animals. So they wore war. They wore animal's skin. Yes, as a cloth. They wore animal skin and also fur, hair of animals. Yes, to cover themselves. Yes. So in ancient time, when people lived in the forest, they cover their skin, they cover their body with big leaves of trees, big bark of trees. Yes, big bark of trees. Animals' skin, they also used animals' skin to cover themselves, and as well as fur. Yes, FURS, furs. Okay. So in ancient time, people were not aware about fabrics. Yes. Then what happened? After a long time, then what happened? Let's see. Let's move on the next point. So, in ancient time, people used big leaves of tree, animal skin to cover themselves. After people began to settle in agricultural communities, yes, when they started using agriculture, they learned to weave twigs. Yes, they learned weave twigs. They learned to weave twigs and grass into mat and basket. Into mat and basket. Yes, they learned how to make mat, how to make basket using grass and twig. They learned how to make basket and mats using twigs and grass. Yes, animal fleece, or you can say hair, they were twisted together into long strand. Yes, they were twisted together into long strand. You already know the meaning of strand, I already told you. So these were woven into fabrics. Then these were woven into fabric. The early Indians wore fabrics made out of cotton. Yes, the early Indian wore fabrics made out of cotton that grew in the region near the river Ganga. Yes, then they started growing cotton. Then they started growing cotton near the river Ganga, and those early Indian wore fabric made out of cotton. Those early Indian wore fabrics made out of cotton that grew near the region Ganga region. Okay. Then they also started growing flax plant. They started growing flax plant. Yes, flax is also a plant that gives natural fiber. Flax is also a plant that gives natural fiber. Do you know which fiber do we get from flax plant? Which fiber do we get from flax plant? Yes, linen. We get linen fiber from flax plant. We get linen fiber from flax plant. Yes. So after people began to settle in agricultural communities, they learned to weave twigs and grass into mats and basket. They learned to weave twigs and grass into mats and basket. Vines, animals' fleece, or you can say hair, were twisted together into long strand. Sorry. These were woven into fabrics. The early Indians wore fabrics made out of cotton that grew in the region near the river Ganga. Flax is also a plant that gives natural fiber. Yes. But with the invention, what happened? Let's see. Let's move on the next point. So kids, now you know that at first people wore animal skin, big leaves, bark, fur. Then they started agriculture. Then they learned how to make basket, how to make mat using grass and twigs. Then they started growing, early Indians started growing cotton. They used to grow in the region near the river Ganga. Then they started using linen fiber. They started growing flax plant. Flax plant give us linen fiber. But with the invention of sewing needle, yes. But with the invention of sewing needle, people started stitching. Stitching means to do needlework. Stitching means to do needlework, yes. With the invention of sewing needle, people started stitching fabric. People started stitching fabric to make clothes. To make clothes, yes. With the invention of sewing needle, people started stitching fabrics to make clothes. And nowadays we wear stitched clothes. Nowadays we wear stitched clothes like pant, shirt. Yes, all these are stitched clothes. So, but we also wear nowadays we also wear unstitched piece of fabric, unstitched clothes. Do you know Nowadays we also wear sari, dhoti, lungi or turban, which are actually unstitched piece of fabric. Yes, all these are unstitched piece of fabric. Yes, we use machine. We use machine for weaving. We use machine for weaving. Yes, what is weaving? The process of making fabric from yarn. The process of making fabric from yarn is called weaving. And for weaving we use machine. Yes, power operated loom. Power operated loom is used to convert yarn into fabric. Yes, so it was all about history of clothing material. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the last point. Okay kids, it's time to ask question from you. Question number 1. Define following: knitting, weaving and spinning. What is knitting? What is knitting? The process of making fabric using a single yarn is called knitting. Yes, the process of making fabric using a single yarn is called knitting. And what is weaving? What is weaving? The process of arranging two sets of yarn together is called weaving. The process of arranging two sets of yarn together is called weaving. What is weaving? The process of arranging two sets of yarn together is called weaving. And weaving is done on loom. Yes, do you remember? I showed you the picture of loom. Weaving is done on loom. The looms are either hand operated or power operated. And spinning. What is spinning? What is spinning? I already told you about spinning in previous class. The process of making yarn from fiber is called spinning. The process of making yarn, we make yarn from fiber. We make yarn from fiber. This is done by spinning process. And for spinning process, we use a simple device. Yes, a simple device used for spinning is a hand spindle, which is also called takli. Yes, and another hand operated device is charkha. Yes. Next question: write a short note on jute. Write a short note on jute fiber. Write a short note on jute fiber. Yes, what do you know about jute? What do you know about jute? Jute fiber is obtained from the stem of jute plant. Yes, jute fiber is obtained from the stem of jute plant. Yes, we get it from the stem of jute plant. It is cultivated. When do we cultivate it? When do we develop it? When do we grow it? Cultivate means grow, develop. It is cultivated during the rainy season. Yes, it is cultivated during the rainy season. It is grown during the rainy season. In India, where do we grow jute? In which state jute is grown? In India, jute is mainly grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. Yes, in India, jute is mainly grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. The jute plant, when do we cut and gather the jute plant? When do we cut and gather the jute plant means when do we harvest? When do we harvest jute plant? When do we harvest jute plant? The jute plant is normally harvested during its flowering stage. Yes, when flowers started growing, that time we cut the jute. We cut and gather the jute. Harvest means cut and gather. Yes. So the jute plant is normally harvested when it is at the flowering stage. The stem, because we get the jute fiber from the stem of jute plant. Yes, we get jute fiber from the stem of jute plant. We get jute fiber from the stem of jute plant. So the stem of jute plant is immersed. Yes, the stem of harvested plant, the stem of harvested plant immersed, sink in water. Yes, for few days we immerse. So what happened? The stems rot and fibers are separated by hand. The stems rot, then fibers are separated. Yes, the fibers are separated. Then we make yarn from fiber. This process is called spinning. Okay, question number 3. What is question number 3? Question number 3 is give a brief information about the history of clothing. About the history of clothing. Yes. Give a brief information about the history of clothing material. About the history of clothing material. Yes. In ancient time, people used the bark and big leaves of tree or animal's skin and fur to cover themselves. Yes, after people began to settle agricultural communities, they learned weave twigs and grass into mats and basket. Yes, animals' fleece or hair were twisted together into long strands. These were woven into fabric. Then the early Indians wore fabrics made out of cotton that grew in the region near the river Ganga. But with the invention of sewing needle, people started stitching fabrics to make clothes. Nowadays, we also wear sari, dhoti, lungi, turban, which are actually unstitched piece of fabric. So again, I am explaining history of clothing material. I am again explaining history of clothing material. You can write down. Point number one. People in ancient time used bark and big leaves of tree or animals' skin and fur to cover themselves. Yes, point number one. People in ancient time used bark and big leaves of tree. Or animal's skin and fur to cover themselves. Point number two. After people began to settle in agricultural communities. Yes, after people began to settle in agricultural communities, they learned to weave. L-E-A-R-N-T, learned to weave, W-E-A-V-E, They learned to weave twigs and grass into mats and basket. Yes, after people began to settle in agricultural communities, they learned to weave twigs and grass into mat and basket. Yes. Point number 3. Then they started growing cotton. Yes, they started growing cotton. Yes. The early Indians wore fabric made out of cotton. The early Indian wore fabrics made out of cotton that grew in the region near the river Ganga. Yes. So the early Indian wore fabrics made out of cotton. The early Indians wore fabrics made out of cotton that grew in the region near the river Ganga. Last point. With the invention of sewing needle, people started stitching fabric. Yes, with the invention of sewing needle, people started stitching fabrics to make clothes. Yes, with the invention of sewing needle, people started stitching fabrics to make clothes. And nowadays we wear sari, dhoti, lungi, turban, which are actually unstitched piece of fabric. Okay, today we have completed the class and this chapter we have completed. Okay, now we will meet in next class. Till then, goodbye.